Did machines finally rise up and take everyone's jobs? Ready for the red carpet writer Mary Thompson thinks that this might be the case. She says living in a society which is slowly starting to resemble scenes from the Jetsons doesn't seem so exciting despite its futuristic capabilities. It has become apparent that as machines are beginning to take the place of humans, simple tasks people used to be hired to perform are seen by most companies as unnecessary hindrances. And we definitely see this in the entertainment industry as well. Look at what's going on with SoundCloud right now. Now, at the end of the day, it's all about the money. Most corporations tend to welcome new employees with open arms through promises of advancement, benefits, and discounts. To reap these perks, all it takes is a bit of loyalty and the ability to be a team player, or a company man, or woman, or company person, as they're called these days. After all the hard work and dedication equals seniority, which translates into job security, right? Wrong. Because on the contrary, a deeper look into employees which choose to work at the same place for years, and in the case of some workers, this can extend to their retirement age. This dedication can hold far darker undertones. Suddenly, it doesn't seem that company loyalty means everything, nor definitely smooth sailing ahead. And if you've read Nassim Taleb's Skin in the Game, he really, and well, points out statistically and philosophically and logically how just somebody's willingness to be an employee signifies a risk-averse, submissive personality. And that type of personality is just ripe for getting fucked over by the man. That's just how it works. So, hard work pays off? Not really. And I don't care what industry you're in. I mean, we see in the entertainment industry Beyonce touting that, oh, she's working really hard and she's working smart, not hard when she's succeeding. So devoting sweat and tears may seem like the honorable thing to do. Nevertheless, what most workers fail to recognize is as the economy continues to plummet and stocks start to crash, the only thing on any corporation's mind is where to cut corners when it comes to cost, which usually means labor cutbacks, also known as the dreaded layoffs. All right, so as with changes which seem insignificant at first, most of these tiny bits of adjustment are chalked up to the aftermath of society's ever-evolving technological age. Regarding grocery stores again, these seemingly simple modern conveniences can come in the form of self-checkout lines. I love them, actually. Through the eyes of customers, these are nothing but positive improvements, and there indeed can't be anything wrong with getting in and out faster. Actually, my favorite is Kroger's. I don't know if you've been to a Kroger one. If you pick Spanish on a Kroger checkout, whoever translated that Spanish got it so wrong, it's hilarious. I mean, they did it literally. They're trying to say, thank you for shopping at Kroger. Please take your bags. But what they really say is toman sus bolsas. They're really saying, please, thank you for shopping at Kroger. Please grab your balls. It's awesome. It's hilarious. Anyways, that's a total non sequitur on how much I actually love those checkout machines. All right, so back to Ready for the Red Carpet staff writer Mary Thompson. What she's talking about is these self-checkout stations were just the tip of the iceberg. It was only when we thought grocery shopping reached its peak of convenience through the power of the internet, anyone can order groceries online. And for the sake of delivery drivers, we can only hope that the self-driving car doesn't slowly become mainstream. And if that's the case, it would hardly be an exaggeration to say that grocery stores could merge into entirely robotic operations. So, I mean, are we doing tinfoil hat with a shotgun and a trailer conspiracy exaggerations? And the answer to that, actually, when you look into it, is actually no. Because viewing the rapid development of online grocery retail chain with that mindset would be a denial of the inevitable. Traditional grocers have started offering a way for consumers to order food through any distance which is Wi-Fi compatible, such as Peapod or Schnucks, Amazon Grocery, Walmart Grocery Delivery, Instacart, right? So it's going to be here before we know it. All right, so this rapidly growing trend of buying groceries being as easy as a few clicks of a mouse and then waiting, which at times can be as little as a few hours, depending on where you live, for the purchases to arrive, can easily take on the appearance of an improvement. Recording studios in Nashville do this often. And it's what put places like Radio Shack out of business. Again, we're not talking about groceries, but there are cities where you order something on Amazon, it shows up within the hour. You're not talking about waiting 24 hours. So you need a part. And I remember one of my first radio interviews, we were going to play on air. And we were so excited. We were teenagers, right? So, I mean, we didn't know what to bring but our instruments and whatnot. And the station needed an XLR cable for the keyboard player, I believe. And, you know, I'm probably 17, maybe 18. We didn't realize, what's going on there. We just figured we'd show up to the radio station. We didn't bring any of that gear. The keyboard player brought his keyboard and probably a normal quarter-inch cable, whatever they use, whatever you use to plug into an amp. Or, when you play a gig, all that stuff's kind of there. The radio station had only XLR inputs. They weren't planning on having a full band in the studio, anything more than a guy and a guitar type of thing, right? And we figured it out. They figured it out. I think they mic'd the room somehow, and we played, and we were able to play live, and it was really cool. But this is not a problem anymore today, because now when that happens in a radio station, or actually a podcast station now, or a recording studio, more apt, and I know studios in Nashville that have gone through this, they're missing a part or a part breaks down. A guy doesn't have to run out, even if it's like 8 o'clock at night, a guy doesn't have to run out to the store, to a Guitar Center or a Radio Shack, which no longer exists, to get that part. They go on Amazon, they buy it. It's substantially cheaper on Amazon too. And within an hour, Amazon delivers it to you. That's going on right now in certain cities. It's only a matter of time before they figure out the distribution logistics to make that a reality for everything, inclusive of groceries. Right? So it's going to be there before we know it. All right? So it's no secret that once again, employees are losing their jobs to the growing capability of machines. It's just going to happen, right? So what's the elephant in the room? When taking in the rate at which advancements in technology are being made, one common factor in it all is continually ignored: the ever-present element of greed. You have to consider this. After all, employ people. Why would a company employ people to attend to customers in the traditional setting of a shop when all the customers' needs can be addressed through the internet at a fraction of the cost? It's also an undeniable fact that regarding faster service, it's far more convenient. Plus, who can deny the millions of dollars of retail chains that will save annually by having only to employ warehouse workers to maintain the products? And I don't know if you guys seen, I did a video series where I actually walked through Sweetwater Music. They don't need employees to work those warehouses. I think they have them out of good faith because they're based in Indiana. And even though they have a profit consideration, they have some feeling of benevolence to the community and not to lay a bunch of people off. So I think out of sheer charity, some corporations will continue to have employees, but employees may not necessarily have the mindset of that it's a charity that they're employed in the first place because a machine could do their job. It's just more, they'll complain about it because, again, an employee mindset is a submissive mindset. It is somebody who's been employed by a company long enough is averse to risk and uncertainty, and is, of course, when faced with the prospect of having to fend for themselves without handouts from an employer or a corporation, is going to freak out, right? So times are certainly changing, though. So to say humans will ultimately be outnumbered and completely taken over by machines is a bit of an exaggeration. After all, they're nothing but bolts and wires lacking in emotions and common sense. But to live in the past under the false outlook that society won't continue to resemble the world of the Jetsons gradually isn't healthy either. It's happening at an alarming speed, so it's best to quit denying and just go with it. Or if you are a risk-averse mindset, meaning that you are not comfortable being out there on your own, handling the ups and downs of life without a steady paycheck, you may need to face that fear and see what comes of it. All right, so what do you guys think? I would love to hear the comments, and feel free to comment on the blog as well. And if you look at the URL on the screen right now, you can actually visit the blog, the ad-free version of the blog, and leave comments there as well, or leave comments where you're watching this. All right, great. Love you guys.
Driver.